Welcome back. He's been called a UConn superfan for years, but this month, Henry Blethen, a.k.a. Little Red, took his fandom one step farther. Actually make that 40 miles farther. When Coach Hurley criticized the lack of energy in fans at the recent Georgetown game at Gamble Pavilion, Little Red decided to lace up his sneakers, bust out his winter shorts, and of course the UConn jersey, and hit the road to rally the fans. And boy, did he. He made a 15-hour pilgrimage from Bloomfield to Stores. He ended up with his own set of fans who supported him by doing what he asked, donating to the Husky Ticket Project, which provides tickets to UConn games to kids who might otherwise not be able to attend. Little Red is joining me in studio this morning, along with Ryan Matthews, a board member of the Husky Ticket Project. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you for having me.
So, Henry, I'll start with you. So, your Twitter handle or X handle is Little Red. Everybody knows Big Red is the UConn guy, right? So, you're playing off of your hair color. You're Little Red. Let's just start with your UConn fandom. You didn't go to UConn. You went to a small school to play baseball. You end up serving time in the military, and now you're back in Connecticut. How did you get to be a UConn superfan?
It's quite the journey, if I'm being honest. And I've gotten Big Red's blessing to use red, so I've covered my bases. I've had a close emotional bond from childhood. Everybody remembers the impact of going to a game, as a child going to see the Huskies, and it was easy to fall in love with the 98, 99 teams. So I'd like to think that's where it started. Unfortunately, my journey in life has taken me away from the state of Connecticut. So over the past few years, coming back to the state now, really just kind of diving all in and into the Huskies, and it's brought me a lot of joy.
And you say coming back to the state, but the Huskies have taken you out from the state. You are notorious for traveling to road games. You drove to Indy 14 hours. You drove to Xavier, Cincinnati, 16 hours. And all to cheer on your beloved Huskies. What gives you that motivation? It's like 50,000 miles a year in your car?
Yeah. I think Kia does owe me a little bit of a sponsorship. I'm running my car into the ground. But it's worth it. This team just brings me so much joy. I've had a close emotional attachment to the team through my father. He had since passed away. So I think in a way that kind of connects us on an emotional level. Also engaging with the fans and getting to know some of the players on the team, like Alex and Terrace Reed. It's really, really nice. It fills a spot in my heart watching the Huskies play, and you can't stop me from not attending.
So a couple weeks ago, and I follow you on Twitter. I follow a lot of the UConn Twitter, and famously Dan Hurley said the Georgetown game, the crowd just wasn't what it needed to be, and there had been some changes to how student tickets were handled. There's some reorganization of some seats, which probably too complicated to get into right now. But you said I got to do something. So how'd you come up with this idea?
Fortunately, I didn't come up with it. I had come across a gentleman at Whole Foods on a late Monday night, just picking up some food. He had recognized me from going to games, but he's not active on social. Gary, I'm looking for you. It was his idea. I brought it to social media. He had suggested, like, I should walk, raise funds, bring the fan base together. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it. And I said in my post, I don't like to think things through. I don't want to leave any room for doubt. I don't want to question myself. I put it live on the post. It says if it gets 500 likes, it got 500 likes in less than a half an hour. And I took it from there.
Now, you did all this to benefit the Husky Ticket Project. Ryan, tell me about that. Tell me what the Husky Ticket Project is, and in the end, $13,500. Incredible.
Just an unbelievable amount of money. So all credit to Little Red. It's amazing the UConn fan base. We galvanize around these moments. You guys remember the hot sauce challenge, pickle juice challenge this past winter. UConn Twitter is a special ecosystem, and no one's more emblematic of that than Little Red. It's absolutely incredible. So Husky Project, we were founded in 2017. Since that time, we've raised $400,000 and sent more than 15,000 kids to UConn sporting events. So all of that is from a network of partnerships across the state where we get kids from underserved communities and get them into People's Bank Arena, Gamble, into the Pratt & Whitney Stadium, and we're trying to grow the next generation of Husky fans. So it's really about the UConn community, both alums and just those that are passionate about UConn athletics, helping that next generation of kids really visualize themselves as Huskies while obviously supporting the teams today. And we couldn't do any of it without the support of Little Red and other folks making contributions along the way.
So such an important mission, and you set a goal of $3,500 when you started this thing. You blew way past that. Tell me what the support felt like. Donovan Clingan gave $1,000 to your effort, somebody who you were cheering for a couple years ago, and now he's saying, Henry, I want to help you out here.
Yeah, it's really overwhelming, if I'm being honest. And I had just, before we came on air, and I kind of shared some personal beliefs, I'll share them here, really just kind of broke down in tears towards the end of the walk. Just my muscles were tired, my legs were tired, but the amount of outreach that came from our community was just exceptional.
I mean, random people were meeting up with you with a beer and stuff.
I've gotten into a couple cars just to get off my feet. People were hollering at me, waving me over to their cars to have a beer with them. A couple high noons. I didn't partake in too much. I didn't indulge, but just a couple of a water or some Advil on the side of the road.
How long did it take you to recover?
I'm still recovering. It's a week. It's just about a week later, over a week later. Still feeling it in the ankles, but had some other UConn fans reach out. They're acupuncture specialists, some CBD creams, some pain relief creams from Feel Good Lab. The fans really do have my back.
Unfortunately, on the night of the walk, it was not a W. It was not the outcome that you were hoping for. Did that put a damper on anything for you that night?
That was the one game where I just got to sit in those seats, and thank you to Mark D'Amelio for giving me those seats. Unbelievable experience. That was one game I genuinely didn't care about the outcome. I genuinely did not care. You weren't going to question the fan base, expect us to not respond, and really, win or loss, I was walking out of there just overcome with joy.
So how many tickets will this buy for underprivileged kids?
Hundreds and hundreds. And it's one of those things, too, I think Henry said it best, but like sports has this ability to bring us together. There's so many reasons to be divisive. There's so many people who are trying to divide us in the country and the world today. Henry is an exciting example of how to galvanize around a team, around a community, around a university for the greater good. The outpouring of support that we will benefit from at the Husky Ticket Project, Henry made possible, and we can't thank him enough for walking 40 miles, but more importantly, helping the fan base rally around a common purpose, which is the next generation of Husky.
And we're going to tell people how to check out the Husky Ticket Project in a second, but just 30 seconds left, Henry. What do you hope Husky fans get out of this? We're getting ready to flip the calendars here into March this morning. As we head into that special time of the year for college basketball fans, does your walk send a message? 30 seconds left.
We're just not going to quit. We're a resilient bunch. We can come up with an idea on a whim and get full support from the entire community. I think our fan base is strong, and it's strength in numbers. If we show up to support the team, do the best that we can, you'll never question our unwavering support of the UConn Huskies.
And you talked about some of the players. I mean, the players are aware that you did this and felt that support as well, right?
No, they had me at the Worth Center to get in the hot tub and the ice bath. I was lucky enough to have dinner upstairs as well. Exceptional community, exceptional love. I'm internally grateful.
I think Henry put it best: survive in advance, and when in doubt, hide a change of clothes behind a Shell station in Manchester. HuskyTicketProject.com.
We're going to put that up right now. You're stealing my material.
I apologize, Eric. I'm so excited.
Let's take a look at it. If you'd like to support the Husky Ticket Project or learn more about the organization, you can head to HuskyTicketProject.com. We appreciate you both being here.